All right, so before I go over the warm-up, a couple of things, and I didn't add that on. One thing I need to add on here, progress reports are due, grades are due on Friday. We will have the Unit 7 test Thursday, and we have the algebra 1 DBA April 8th. That's the same week as your STAR reading test. So progress reports, grades are Thursday. All right. So just FYI, those are due then. All right. So just FYI. All right. So let me go ahead and make this bigger so you can see it too. So those are a couple of things going on this week. So those three things, those two things, and just a reminder about the DBA on April 8th. All right, so on the warm-up, they ask you for the vertex. Remember, you'll graph your function into Desmos, and you're looking for that point or that coordinate point. All right, so just that's how you do that. We've gone over that plenty of times. So you'll graph the function, you can graph this, or you can graph the whole thing, but make sure you graph it how it looks like. All right. On the next one, we're going to talk about parameter changes today. This dotted line is the parent function. So in black, that is y is equal to x squared. You are always going to graph that, right? Or you're going to graph x equal to x squared. Those mean the same exact thing, right? So this dotted line just means the parameter function, all right? So in orange means that reflects from the original one. All right, so if you graph the black one and then you get one like orange, that reflects. If it moves to the left, that's going to be the one in green. If it moves to the right, that's going to be the one in purple. And all this is based on the original one, the dotted line, the parent function. If it gets wider, that means it gets bigger. That's in red. And if it gets narrower, it's going to be the one in blue. All right, so you're just typing those in. All right, so not too bad. So we're just gonna, they're always gonna give you the one in block, the parent function. They'll give it to you, you'll have to graph it or you'll have to remember it, and then you'll just compare it to the new one they give you, and you're gonna figure out what happens, or you're gonna describe what happens, all right? So on, just like on these, all these first four ones, you're gonna graph this parent function, you'll graph x squared, and here they gave you the block one, right? This one in red, that's the parent function. They always give you that one. And you just need to tell me what happens. And you see, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's shifted up 4 units, all right? So that's all you're going to do, all right? Now, let me talk about what a horizontal stretch is. A horizontal stretch is when it gets wider, all right? That's a nice way to say it got wider, all right? So on this one, excuse me, a horizontal stretch, that means it got not wider. That means it got thinner, narrower, all right? So when you see the word horizontal stretch, that means it's like a rubber band, you pick it up and you extend it, all right? But when you extend it, it gets thinner, all right? So it means also narrower, all right? So again, when you see that word horizontal stretch, it means it got narrower. So you see they gave you the block one, the parent function. If you can read that, and then you're gonna tell me what happens with the new one, and you see that it got thinner. All right, so the block one is the parent function. That's the one at the origin. You always start off with that one, and you're going to tell me what happened with the dotted one. All right, so this one would be a horizontal stretch. All right, so on to the next one. Same thing. You have all these 4 choices. The dotted one here is the parent one, and you can tell because it starts at 0, 0. And you're going to tell me what happened with the new one. And you see how this one goes over 3. All right, over 3. You would put this one, y is equal to x squared plus 3. So what you would do is you would graph this one and see that it looks like the one on the right, and then you would tell me what happened, and then move to the right 3 units, and you would just drag that answer over there, all right? So again, like we've been doing all this year, graph one of these, see which one looks like the change, what happens. So here, you're gonna see which one looks like this. So it's gonna be one of the ones that's left over. Then tell me what happened. I mean, you can tell what happened from the parent function from 0, 0. It looks like it went up 3. So you can look at 0, 0 and see what happened. All right, and this one, you can tell moved up 3. So your job is just to figure out what is the parent function. All right. Same thing over here. They give you the parent function right here. You're gonna tell me what happened. All right. So you'll pick one of these, graph it, and then tell me what happens. Remember, if it gets thinner, you want to pick vertical stretch. All right. If it gets thinner, you want to pick vertical stretch. All right. And here, the dotted line ones are the parent function. So you're going to tell me what happened to the black one. So you're going to give me the function and tell me what happened with the black one. All right. So here, this one would be a stretch. All right. So you drag that stretch right here. And you graph one of these 4 and tell me which one looks like that black one. All right. The new one. All right. Same thing here. They give you the parent function, which is here. It's the dotted line. All right. Here's the dotted line. And you're just going to tell me what happens with the block one. And here on the block one, it looks like there's a, it looks like it got wider, right? So instead of picking a horizontal stretch, you're going to pick a vertical stretch, right? And there was a vertical stretch across the x-axis, over the y-axis. All right. So since it got wider, since it went this way, since it went that way, you're gonna pick a vertical stretch. All right. Vertical stretch because it got wider. All right. Because it got wider. So vertical stretch means it got wider. And it happened over the y-axis. So you would pick D. All right. So since it got wider, you pick vertical stretch and it happened over the y-axis. All right. So again, that's probably gonna be the toughest part, knowing what horizontal stretch and vertical stretch means. Horizontal stretch means it got thinner. Vertical stretch means it got wider. All right. Means it got wider. And we'll talk more about this on Tuesday as well. All right. And then same thing here. These are a little different, but let me show you how to graph these. So they'll give you the parent function sometimes on the star test. So they'll give you x squared. And then they give you this one in green right here, one blue. And you see that f of x? What I want you guys to do when you graph that is I want you to change that to x minus 1. All right. So you're going to graph x squared into decimals. Squared, right? That's the parent function. And then you're going to type in f of x minus 1. But instead of typing f of x minus 1, you'll change the f of x to an x squared minus, excuse me, you'll change it to x squared minus 1. Right? That needs to be an x squared. And you see how the blue one looks like it's shifted down 2 units. So we look down here, shifted down 1 unit. The vertex of the graph is 1 unit to the right now. The y-intercept of the graph is 1 unit below. You see how that one shifted down? And they use a little bit different terminology, but we'll go with the one that says 1 unit below. All right. Then same thing right here. You'll graph this x squared one. You'll graph this one, and you'll tell me what happens. So this word horizontal stretch, remember that means thinner, narrower. And vertical stretch means it got wider. All right. So you're going to graph x squared, and then you're going to graph 6x squared. All right. So it's not too bad. All right. So graph this first one, graph this one, and then pick which of those is correct. All right. And then on 11, you're just going to tell me what happened. You're going to pick the number. Did it go up? Did it go down? And then you're going to write that number in. All right. And then same thing on 12, you'll graph your parent function, which is x squared. You'll graph this function in red, and then you're going to tell me what happened. All right. Let me know if this, well, there's one more slide. Let me know if this made sense. All right. But this last slide is just some review on stuff we've talked about. All right. Remember, when you're looking for the range, find the vertex, and it's going to be the number on the right. All right, same thing here. You're looking for the vertex because you're looking for the domain and range. It's the range is going to be this number, this y value on the right. All right, and this stuff I think we've gotten better at, but this stuff is new. So tell me if this made sense. If you need me to go over specific ones, tell me what specific ones you want me to go over, then I'll make a new video for you. All right, have a good rest of the day, Sunday afternoon. Have a good morning, evening, or afternoon, Monday morning. All right, take care.